What is it? April 15th. How's everyone doing today? It's April 15th, 2020. What's going on, fam? How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's staying healthy from this COVID-19 bullshit. Hopefully everyone is washing your hands. No one's running out of toilet paper, whatever the fuck the case may be. Yeah. What is up, everyone? What's up, world? This is what, like day 30 of quarantine or some shit like that? Maybe like day 25? I don't know. But today on the Fisticuffs podcast, we have our boy Anthony. What's up, my man?
What's up? I appreciate the hype intro.
Yo, hell yeah. Just like fucking what's his name from the New York Knicks days when Carl Anthony would come out.
Oh yeah.
Like now coming out, number 7, Carmelo Anthony, or whatever the fuck he would do. Anyways. So today on the podcast, guys, we got our boy Anthony with us. We are going to discuss some, recap, I should say. WrestleMania 36. I know it's like fucking 17 weeks later, but that's okay. You know, bear with us. Yeah, I'm a busy man. Late. We're both busy, working overtime at our jobs. You know, all being essential and whatnot. So I do apologize for the.
But you know what? I'm glad because we got the recap. We kind of know where the storylines are going now for the most part.
Exactly. So it gives us more to talk about, and we're prepared. We're prepared. You know what I mean? So we're gonna not waste your time. We're gonna just dive right into it. We're gonna start talking about we're gonna recap on the matches. Some we're gonna kind of talk about really fast, and then some I'm sure we're gonna really dig into. And kind of give our 2 cents into that.
Yeah.
All right. So what you got? What's the first match that we're gonna recap?
So do you want to do kickoff shows because those matches I feel like.
Nah, fuck the kickoff shows.
Yeah, I mean, they're decent matches, but they never mean anything, and they're just there.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll start on night 1. We got the women's tag match, which was the Kabuki Warriors versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, which it was a decent match. It was fine.
It was a pretty solid match, man.
It was a fun way to start the show. I mean, yeah, I didn't have anything against it. I thought it was good. No complaints.
Agreed, 100%. The match was pretty much exactly like you said. It kicked off WrestleMania pretty well. Because I know WrestleMania, for those you guys don't know, was a 2-night event. So Saturday and Sunday. But yeah. So the way that they started off on Saturday's event, it was a solid way. And I'm pretty sure I think on the last podcast we were talking about, I mentioned Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross winning. So that worked out for me in that regard.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't even remember what my predictions were, but I remember a few of them here and there. But I mean, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are a good tag team. Hopefully, they actually do something with the titles this time around because I don't think the Kabuki Warriors have defended them more than 3 times since they've had it. So hopefully they do something with it, but it was a fun match. I mean, there's no dull points. They all did a good job, you know.
It was solid.
Yeah, it was a solid start.
It was a solid start. Congratulations to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for winning the tag team titles that mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah, hopefully they start to mean something.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see. WWE, do not let us down.
Yeah. Next, we got King Corbin versus Elias, with Elias taking the victory.
That was I remember having Corbin as my prediction on that match. So the fact that Elias won was kind of a shocker to me. Actually, it was a solid all around matchup. It was, again, not misplaced, obviously, but kind of a fast storytelling match, I guess. Yeah. So, but yeah, I honestly thought King Corbin would have won that. But Elias came out victorious, so hopefully they're looking to give him a nice, solid push.
Yeah, I like Elias. I think he could do good. I just thought I thought it was fine. It was just it was one of those matches that you could see on SmackDown like any
Yeah.
given Friday. Like it wasn't
Anything special. Didn't have that. It wasn't hyped. Didn't have that
yeah,
hype feeling to it.
it was kind of weird because like I remember Elias like the week before got knocked off of like a 2-story platform and like he just came back and he was like he wasn't selling any injury. He just had some tape on him and it was just like okay. And he still got the victory, which was kind of weird that like he didn't like because that felt like a big moment like when he got knocked off and then he just came back and he was like fine, but it was a match. There wasn't anything wrong with it. It was just like it was just there. Like it didn't.
It didn't need to happen.
Yeah, it didn't need to be there, but it was fine. It was just kind of like a filler match, you know.
Yeah, it was just an excuse to get them on the card.
So no complaints, but hopefully Elias gets a push. I mean, I thought they would have like gave Corbin like the victory just to make him like a bigger heel, but.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought. That's why I thought Corbin would have won that. You know, especially like him being the king of the ring and whatnot. But I mean, it was surprising. I kind of feel like maybe a lot of people thought Corbin was going to win, and they went the Elias route, which again, I'm not mad about it. I just hope that they give him a push. You know,
I think maybe they wanted to go with a few more baby faces winning this time around, so that it's just more cheerful WrestleMania because everything else in the world is just blah.
Yeah,
so maybe that's the reason. I don't know. Next up, the Raw Women's Championship. Becky Lynch defeating Shayna Baszler.
That was surprising as well. I also think I remember recalling that Becky Lynch was going to win. I think I might have said that. I don't know. I don't remember. But I was kind of surprised. Not surprised. Well, the way that she won, I felt like was kind of like different. I feel like the matchup in itself, I feel like could have been a lot more exciting. I think. But then again, it could have been just the fact that there was no fans. I just think the matchup, like maybe they could have had more match time. But for the performance that they gave, it was a solid performance on both ends. And Becky Lynch coming out victorious, I kind of want to see what they're going to do next with her. You know, because she's on a year-long title reign. So
yeah. I mean, I love Becky, but I remember specifically thinking they should have put the belt on Shayna just for storyline purposes, just to, make something different and interesting because Becky doesn't have a good foil, like someone to go against her to just, bring her to the next level. She's just.
Yeah. I mean, like Charlotte Flair would be like that person, but how many times are we going to see Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch?
Yeah, we've done that so many times. So, like, they need to stay away from each other. So, like, Shayna losing and the way she did kind of just made her just, like,
a person.
It took her down a little bit. So, I don't know. I understand maybe they wanted to give Becky the title and take it off of her when we had crowds, maybe. Maybe they want to hold on to it. Just let her run through it until we get people back in the stands, and then you can get a pop when Becky actually loses. But
you think they'll do a rematch?
I don't know. So like based off of Raw, it looks like the past couple of weeks, it looks like Nia Jax is gonna like
do a storyline with her.
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah. I remember saying I thought if Becky gets either Nia or Ronda is going to come back. So I think Nia's back. It looks like they're building her up for to win the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
So maybe she'll cash it in, not surprise cash it in. Maybe she'll just cash it in at SummerSlam or something, and maybe that'll be the feud for the summer.
Yeah, that makes sense. That I actually could see that happening. And like you said, they're building up towards that. Well, at least it appears that they're building up towards that. Yeah, and plus the history's there.
Nia punched her in the face, made her bigger than she was with that bloody nose and everything. I think Nia's an actual contender. WWE could build somebody up in a few weeks and make them an actual contender. They just don't do it, Yeah. But I think Nia could be and if Becky beats Nia, I don't think anybody's mad about that. So I think they could continue. I think if Becky beats Nia, and then they want to run it back with Shayna for a few months, and then Ronda comes back. Who knows? Because Ronda has been in the news talking shit about wrestling for the past weeks.
Yeah,
So
she'd be in her mouth.
I think they're gonna want. I think Ronda's gonna come back eventually, and they're gonna want that Becky versus Ronda match. So I just don't know how long Becky's gonna keep it. What's she gonna?
At least till SummerSlam. At least.
Yeah,
I would say. And then maybe have her drop it at SummerSlam.
yeah, we'll see. But I thought it was a fine match, but I didn't. I thought Shayna should have won, but I'm happy that Becky won. I like Becky, but we'll see. I kind of like the Becky Nia Jax storyline, so maybe they'll have a good match.
I like that. I like that too, better than Shania too, because there's history with Nia Jax, obviously, like we mentioned before, from like the SmackDown versus Raw invasion last year.
Yeah.
So or not last year, the year before.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that I feel like could be a solid build up for sure. And like you said, if Becky ends up winning, like she ends up retaining and wins the title from Nia or keeps the title, like fans are not gonna hate that. So
yeah. So
and plus it might push her, like you said, it might give that could be the person that Becky would need to kind of keep elevating her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
hopefully it works out because I like Becky when she's like on top of the world and like.
Yeah, she's awesome.
But it feels like she's plateaued a bit since like.
Oh, for sure.
Past year because she just hasn't had the competition.
Yeah, you're only as good as your opponent helps you to be. So.
Yeah. All right, so let's go on to the next one, the IC belt. Sami Zayn versus Daniel Bryan. With Zayn picking up the victory.
Sami Zayn won that, right? Or no?
Yeah, Sami Zayn won.
He won, right? I don't know. I remember watching that match, like being like, "What the fuck?" I really didn't care for it. Didn't really give a shit. Wrestling wise, obviously wrestling wise they did great. I just didn't really care for it.
Well, you're not a Daniel Bryan guy, that's why.
No, I'm not.
So I liked it. I liked it. I don't hate Daniel Bryan. I like Daniel Bryan. I'm not like the biggest fan, but I think Daniel Bryan's pretty awesome, and he gets physical.
I respect the underdog aspect of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I respect that fact. When he's the underdog, I will 100% root for him.
Yeah.
But like, why are you having him? I don't know. The whole him versus Sami Zayn for the IC title is just so like what's the point? You know what I mean?
I mean,
just giving like Drew Gulak that opportunity,
Yeah, I thought Drew Gulak should have. He won the match for Daniel Bryan to get the title match, which, he won a match on SmackDown for Daniel to earn the right to go against Sami Zayn for the title match, which was kind of dumb. But yeah, I thought it was a fine match. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good wrestling wise.
It was slow. It was a slow start, but like I feel like with like most matches though, because obviously you gotta like do the storytelling, and that's like 100% Sami Zayn just keep running away. So it made sense, but still, I don't know.
It might have
when it picked up though.
It might have been better if Cesaro and Shinsuke weren't around the ring and Drew Gulak, and if it was just those two, it might have been more interesting for you, possibly. Just because, Sammy's got that, he's that heel that's like a coward and he just runs away from everything.
I was gonna say I was excited about him taking out Cesaro and Shinsuke.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, so that was exciting. I was like, hell yeah.
I don't know. I still think that threesome needs to break up eventually. It's just like a random threesome. It doesn't make sense.
Their whatever faction they got going on needs to be done.
Yeah.
If you're gonna keep if you're gonna have Cesaro and Shinsuke be like a tag team, that'd be kind of interesting, you know. But other than that, what's the point of having all three of them together? It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, there's something off because Shinsuke never gets to talk. Not that he's a great talker, but I think he's because he hasn't English isn't his first language, but
Yeah, exactly.
I think his promos can be interesting, and Cesaro just needs to get a chance, man. Like, just sucks.
True.
I feel so bad for Cesaro.
It's unfortunate, man.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate.
I like Sami Zayn. I think he's a good heel. He's very annoying, but I don't know how long he's gonna keep that IC belt.
Yo, maybe fucking do something like Cesaro turns babyface, takes the IC title away from Sami Zayn.
That would be cool.
You know,
I'd be down with that.
I'd be like have him. That's one route.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. They haven't hinted at that kind of thing at all. So,
No, they have.
not saying that's what's gonna happen, but I mean, it's an idea just in case if it does end up getting stale.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, who the fuck knows what they're gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
but overall, the match was like it was whatever. I didn't mind it. Obviously, you liked it, so there's
yeah. The IC belt needs to just get back to like its glory, though. I feel like,
it's got to be. See, here's the thing though. Like, you can't like. Yeah, like, at least my idea of the IC title is to like give it to someone who's like rising through the ranks.
yeah,
Who like will be an eventual like world champion. You get
yeah,
what I mean? So like, I don't see Sami Zayn becoming Universal Champion.
yeah.
You know,
That's how it used to be. It's like,
I mean, like from what I remember wrestling from back in like in the Attitude Era, Ruthless Regression days, is like the U.S. title, Intercontinental title. Like those are titles that like were won by guys who are rising up through the mid card to the main event to eventually become like world champion. And I feel like now it's like not like that at all.
yeah. Well, Sammy could just be a placeholder, and then if they want to start pushing someone, if they want to start pushing Drew Gulak, who, I mean, I don't see him now as a heavyweight champion, but if they want to start pushing him and he gets the IC belt for a while and he has a decent run, that
You never know.
He's a good enough wrestler where he could do it.
It's all about the gimmick too.
Yeah.
Like think of like John Cena. I didn't think of John Cena as an IC or US title holder until he changed his gimmick.
Yeah.
So, you know, so that's just a fresh name that came to my mind.
Yeah.
Like Daniel Bryan, like what's the point of having him become IC champion? Like
I mean,
isn't he a Grand Slam champion?
Definitely.
He is, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's like, and if you let's just say you do have a guy like Drew Gulak, depending on how you push him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, he becomes IC champion. See what happens. See the kind of pop he gets, kind of the reactions and stuff, and then see what happens. Then maybe let him drop it, have him become tag team champion, whatever the case may be, or whatever. I mean, there's things you can do, obviously, but I guess it all depends on like how fans react to certain wrestlers.
Yeah, it would have been cool if Bryan won it, and then it was Bryan versus Gulak, and they kind of like had like that like friendly rivalry, and they were going for the belt.
That would be pretty neat to watch. That'd been pretty awesome. I think those two in the ring would be fucking awesome.
Yeah,
those two in the ring would be fucking gold.
Yeah, and that would kind of make like the IC belt feel like important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like when Cena had the U.S. title belts back in like 2015, like that belt felt so important, and now it's just like,
yeah,
But like when you put it on like a main eventer like Cena or Daniel Bryan, like it feels like more important than it actually
it feels like it means something. Exactly.
Yeah. So
who is U.S. champion?
Andrade.
Oh, he got hurt. That's why, right?
He was back on Monday.
Well, I'm saying WrestleMania, he was hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monday. Yeah, I know he came back on Monday, but before that, he was hurt.
And he had a pretty good match with Drew.
He did. I mean, what was it? It was his ankle or some shit. What was it again?
I don't remember what the injury was, but it was nice back. I like that.
Was awesome. I enjoyed that match on Monday.
I like that that new stable of like Andrade.
Selena
Vega's.
Yeah.
Drew.
And who's that other? I forgot the other guy's name. I feel like he was just like a fucking. I don't know. Look, what's his name? I forget that fucking dude's name.
I'm drawing a blank too, which is kind of sad. I got Angel Garza and Austin Theory.
Austin Theory. I knew it was something with the T. Yeah, Austin Theory is kind of like just there. I don't know. I remember that match,
Yeah,
but whatever.
but
Um,
I like that crew. That could be like a good crew, and Selena Vega's awesome. So hopefully,
she's a great manager.
yeah. So hopefully they can do something cool with them.
Hell yeah.
But
Hell yeah. What else we got?
we got one of the, I think, probably the best like actual in-ring match of the night of night one, the SmackDown Tag Team Championship ladder match.
Oh, that match was great. That match was great, 100%. Um, to me, I think that was probably that would have been the show stealer up until the Boneyard match, but that was probably the second best matchup of that night. And I think those guys did a phenomenal job for obviously what they did. I think the idea of like each member representing for the tag team champion, I think is like brilliant in my opinion. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. I'm not sure if they're gonna keep doing that moving forward, but that match was exactly like how it like you would think it'd be. It was built up perfectly. The storytelling was great. The action was good. The selling of the moves were like fucking perfect. And the way that it ended, fucking beautiful. Like that was brilliant.
Yeah,
that was brilliant.
I thought I love the ending. That was like a unique way to like end it off. You know,
Yeah.
It wasn't just the clear finish. You know, they were all up there, and then Morrison just fell back with the title belts off the strap. Yeah. It was awesome.
Awesome. It was great.
I liked the three people just representing each team. Sometimes it gets too cluttered when it's three tag teams and a ladder match. You know, I felt
too much movement.
Yeah, I felt like this was just cleaner, and you obviously had the best, most athletic guys from each team. Like if the Miz and Big E were in the were in a ladder match, it wouldn't have been.
It wouldn't have gone down the same.
Yeah, so Morrison and Kofi are awesome, and I forgot which Uso was in there.
I think it was Jimmy.
Jimmy Uso, yeah, it was Jimmy. So I didn't count like the Boneyard match and the Firefly Funhouse as like matches because they were just like cinematic masterpieces in my mind. So like for night one, that was the best actual in-ring match, I thought.
Yeah, 100%. Every time it's in-ring specifically, yeah, absolutely.
Every time Kofi's in the ladder match, he just does amazing things.
Gold, man, gold. It's gold.
Yeah, that actually blew me away. That match, I thought it was. I wasn't expecting it to be that great. I was like typical ladder match, but I thought that one was just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just the triple threat style tag team. I feel like they should probably do that kind of thing more often.
It's just something different, you know. It's not the same old thing. I thought it kind
of raises the stakes a little bit more too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then like if Morrison lost, would Miz get on his case? That's like a super easy way to just like break up a team, you know?
Absolutely. And like also like you could do a thing where like leading up to said match, you could do like a build up of like, all right, like in order to represent your team for that like for whatever match that might come about, you would have to win like a singles match or if like you're doing a tag team and you pin the other wrestler, then like you're representing your team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that dynamic, because like especially if like you have like a selfish tag team, and obviously like heels would be like the idea where like they would like fucking like fight each other and like be like, no, don't pin this guy, I want to pin this guy, you know? And then like tag teams who are like baby faces who were like kind of like put together because like it was like forced. That could be like an interesting dynamic, kind of like Adam Page, like Hangman Page and Kenny Omega.
Yeah,
that'd be perfect. That'd be like you have fucking like Omega pinning like Nick Jackson, and then Hangman being like, "No, bitch, like I'm trying to represent our team," and he fucking like pulls him off. You know, like that kind of thing.
Or even if you had them fighting each other. So like if you took the Usos and you had Jimmy versus Jay, and whoever won that match represented the team.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
When have you ever seen Jimmy or Jay Uso in a match?
singles match against each other.
And then against
Never.
each other. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
That'd be a fucking great matchup, man.
Same
thing with the New Day. Imagine like Kofi and Big E.
Yeah. So like the Usos have the same exact moveset pretty much. So it might not be but they're creative enough that I think it would be cool. But Kofi versus Big E, that would be interesting. It would just there's a lot they could do with that, instead of just the same old tag team routine.
Yeah, it changes it up, man. It changes up the dynamic of it. I feel like in a couple scenarios, and we'll talk about it later on when we get to it. But like the whole, even like the whole cinematic thing, I feel like the WWE accidentally struck gold with like these kind of things. You know what I mean?
They like backed into like so many great ideas because of this.
Yeah.
I don't think they meant to do any of it. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the cinematic matches, I don't think if it was in like the actual football stadium, I don't think those matches would have went that way.
No way.
I think they would have been actual in-ring matches because
100%.
Why would you play a movie for a live audience,
Yeah, exactly. So, that's what I'm saying. Like the way that they just kind of just fell in their laps.
Yeah.
They might have struck gold.
Hopefully they take it and run with it, but knowing WWE, they might just,
never do it again.
Yeah, once the crowds come back, they might just be like, all right, forget it. We got a live audience. You're just going to have to deal with that. But
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, this idea, each member representing a team, that they could still run with for years to come, and I think it would be awesome.
Like I don't want to see like a fatal 4-way like tag team match. Like that's just too many bodies involved, too much to look at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just do like just do a fatal 4-way match with one member representing that team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not something they have to do all the time, but it's nice to just throw it in there, add some spice to things,
Oh yeah, you can even do like a storyline thing. Oh, like he got hurt during a match, so like we're not trying to give up.
Yeah.
Like remember like Matt and Jeff Hardy when they had to relinquish the titles because Jeff was hurt.
Yeah.
Have Matt technically fight for his team. Obviously make him lose. But it's like have him go down and swing
forever, but yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, not every time, but every once in a while, it's a solid idea.
Yeah,
it's a solid idea.
As long as you got the right people in it.
Oh yeah, that matters 100%.
And I think they're actually going to do it again with the other members of each team. Right? Wasn't that on SmackDown this past week?
Yeah.
So it'd be Big E, Miz, and Jay.
Jay.
In a triple threat match, which could be cool.
I'm actually pretty excited to see that too.
Yeah.
Just to kind of see like what they have to offer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't see it being better than the original 3, but I mean, I'm still excited to see that matchup.
And you've got all 3 different styles. You got the high flyer, you got the Big E brute, and you got like the Miz, who's more like, I guess he's not technical, but like
Yeah, I would say like balanced, but like not on the bigger end.
Yeah.
Just like more like on the technical and like stylistic ways of wrestling.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be exciting, man.
Let's go.
What else we
got? Next one. If you even want to talk about Rob Gronkowski winning the 24/7.
No, next.
I thought that was hilarious.
I don't give a shit.
I don't care about
I don't give a shit about that.
I don't care about it, but I thought it was funny. Gronk winning it, which is awesome. I hope he actually like works on being a wrestler, and because I think there's so many like people who are like wrestlers, not like athletes outside of wrestling, and then came into WWE and were like really good. So if Gronk could work on it, I think that would be cool. But yeah, 24/7 championship is just bullshit.
He's got to learn quickly. He's got to get real technical.
We'll see.
He's gonna have him as a big body doing what? Big boots to the face every single time.
Listen, man, if he could play for Bill Belichick and win championships, I think he could.
Football is different than wrestling.
I know, But if he could deal with Bill Belichick coaching him and win championships, I think he can learn from Triple H, certain moves here and there.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
He could do it.
But
We'll
it
see.
ain't gonna happen overnight. That's for sure.
Yeah, no. That's like a year thing.
That's what I'm saying. We'll have to wait another year.
We'll see. Next up is Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins.
So the original part of that match, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, sucked. I hated it. That first part, I was like, wait, there's no fucking way Kevin Owens is losing this fucking match like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or not losing, but you know what I mean. There's just no way that's happening. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. And then when he came out and like did a cut a quick promo and was like, get your fucking ass back in here.
Yeah.
That was amazing. His WrestleMania moment, if you will, jumping off the fucking, well, what the fuck was it? The WrestleMania 36 sign or some shit, whatever the fuck it was. Yo, that was crazy. Crazy.
That was awesome.
But the match was great. I enjoyed the match. Match was great.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah. I basically have the same thoughts as you. The DQ finish was stupid. They could have just had it as a no DQ to begin with. And just But yeah, I thought it was cool. I don't really know what they're doing with Kevin Owens now afterwards, which is kind of stupid.
Like I said before, I feel like they just keep wasting his talent.
Seth Rollins lost the match, and somehow he's in the title picture again, which
makes no sense.
I understand they want to do like good guy versus bad guy for the championship, but I don't know. It was kind of
Pick a different bad guy.
But I thought it was a good match. Kevin Owens is awesome. The jump was amazing.
That was crazy. Yo, do you remember the point after that happened when he connected and they broke the table and you heard like the not the moaning sound, but like basically the moaning sound of like being hurt? I thought that was Kevin Owens not able to breathe because of it. If you look back, on the network, look back at that match after he connects, after he jumps off the thing, right? Listen to the fucking sound. It literally sounded like Kevin Owens at first. At first, he was like gasping for air. He was like, like that's what you heard. I like started freaking out. I was like, is this guy okay?
Yeah.
And then like obviously like it pans out to like Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins is just selling the shit out of it. You know, so like he's the one that's like fucking hyperventilating. But yo, at first I was like, I was scared. I was like, oh my god, did Kevin Owens just get hurt? You know? I don't know if you remember it, but if you like look back on the network, like rewatch it, and just look back at that moment, it's such a scary ass sound to listen to. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Sorry, there's literally no point for that, but
right.
it added to the suspense of the match. All right.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Next up, we've got the Universal Championship match: Goldberg versus Braun Strowman, with Strowman winning.
Stupid.
These were the title match. The main title matches were the worst matches of WrestleMania.
So stupid. I don't understand how come they can't do a Rock versus Austin title match. Like, is that so difficult? Like, do they have to make these matches like 10 minutes long and like do your fucking finishing move like 3 minutes into the match like 20 fucking times?
Bro,
it is so frustrating to watch as a fan of bullshit. You know what I mean? It's literally how WrestleMania started off last year when Rollins beat, well, I guess after the match officially started, after Rollins beat Lesnar, hitting him with fucking like 12 curse stomps.
Yeah.
Why, bro? Why? Why does Goldberg need to fucking spear Braun 10 times? Obviously, it's an exaggeration, right? And then still kick and have Braun kick out, which is fine. And then have Braun hit fucking Goldberg with 5 of his finishing moves. And then finally it'd be over. But at fucking a Saudi Arabia event, you have Goldberg beat the Fiend hitting, what, like 4 spears? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. Like, what do you, like, the creative idea just doesn't make sense in terms of why the Fiend would lose to Goldberg, but Braun beats Goldberg. You know what I mean? It's like it just doesn't make sense in that
Yeah.
creative aspect. Obviously, I'm assuming Roman Reigns bailing out had a lot to do with like them restructuring things, but
Yeah.
still, it's a fucking title match, bro. It's like your main event match. Obviously, it's the match that you want to see, that you want to get into, you know. And I get it. The Goldberg Bronze match was just kind of like it just kind of happened, whatever. Like it was last minute, but still, man, like have a fucking match. You know what I mean? Or don't be putting these part timers in the role if they can't handle it. That's just my personal opinion on it. I don't want to see a fucking 5 minute match of these guys hitting their finishing move fucking 15 times over and finally getting a dub, and that being it. You know what I mean? I can't stand that shit. I'll stand by what I say to the day I die.
I understand that like they're two huge guys. Goldberg matches usually aren't that long to begin with. They're usually quick.
Don't
And
be
I understand they're two brutes, so that like they just want to hit them with their power moves and call it a day. But I think this was maybe 3 minutes tops, because it was like spear, 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 power slam, power slam, power slam, power slam, and then it was
1, 2, 3.
So I understand you want to hit your big moves. You're a big guy. Like, why waste your time? Just hit your power moves and call it a day. But they could have stretched this out for maybe like 4 or 5 minutes, maybe. Add like make it.
They could have, but I'm sticking by my decision. No, fuck out of here. Don't give me a part-time guy that can't fucking be in there for more than fucking 15 minutes.
I mean,
that
it was maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes tops.
Dude, that match was like 5 minutes or less tops.
If it was a 10-minute match,
if 5 minutes, if that. I'm just being lenient here because the shit happened like 2 weeks ago and I don't remember. But dude, like I get it. Goldberg's Goldberg. He's old. It is what it is. Don't give him the shit. Don't give him the fucking title, bro. Simple as that. I don't want a 5-minute match. These guys hitting their power moves. I want a legitimate storytelling wrestling match. That's what I want. As a fan, that's what I want. That's what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting these guys to fucking go ham on their finishing moves. Like Brock, and you can't even say the same for Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. And we'll talk about that when we get to it. But it's the same fucking idea. You're telling me that Brock's out of shape? Come on. Give me a break with that bullshit.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean? Like
I think we both just agree this was just a bad match. It was just like, get Goldberg out of here, give Braun the belt.
Never, ever. Don't ever come back. Stay away.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, just come back to the Saudi Arabia shows where like shit literally doesn't matter. Besides you beating the Fiend for the title, which only happened because you're trying to put over Roman and you're not having people boo him. So let's get
why Goldberg initially came back when he beat Kevin Owens and everything. Like, he just wanted that one more run, but I think he kind of ruined, like, he didn't ruin it, but he put a little mark on his legacy because of all of these recent matches that have just been like so terrible,
It's like, dude, like you want it. It's like for him in his head, like he wants to like prove that he can still do it. It's not the fact that you can still do it. It's just that no one cares anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you only get a pop because you're just a legend. That's it. No one wants to see you fucking wrestle. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to see fucking 10 fucking spears and a half-ass jackhammer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm very... I love you, Bill. But fuck, man.
All right. Let's end off night one with
hold on, real quick though. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You good call on the storytelling, by the way, with Braun and the Fiend.
Oh yeah.
On the last podcast, awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
it looks like that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't really see them go. Like, where else could they possibly have gone? It's a cool story, so hopefully we'll see what they do with it.
It's like monster versus monster.
But I don't really like Bray going into the title picture again so soon. First of all, he just lost it, which was dumb to begin with, but
shamelessly lost it.
Yeah, it was dumb to begin with, but if he loses to Braun, people are going to be pissed off because it's like, okay, now you're just burying the Fiend again. You're burying Bray again.
That's true.
He's Braun. What's he going to hold the belt for like 2 years? Like, when are people going to be like, okay, the Fiend can lose the belt, you know?
Same time when they thought Undertaker could lose the belt. So I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. But I guess, again, Braun. See, the only thing I would say that could that would like kind of counter argue what you're saying is that Braun Strowman is literally known as the monster among men.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would be believable if he beat the Fiend.
If he beat the Fiend, that would be cool, and that would definitely give him.
But you're tarnishing the Fiend's reputation.
Exactly.
In doing so. So it's really up to the WWE on what the fuck they're really trying to do.
It's kind of like a lose-lose situation there because, like, if Braun loses, you kind of kill Braun, but then you put yourself in a position like, when are you going to take how long is the Fiend going to hold the belt for?
Well, and not for nothing, too, when have they not killed Braun? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, Braun's kind of used to just being thrown to the curb.
If he beats the Fiend, though, if he beats the Fiend, that makes him legit.
That makes him, yeah, of course. But if he loses to the Fiend, then it's like, okay, just WWE doing WWE things.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's not really a win-win situation, depending on depending on if you're looking at the glass half full or half empty.
Because I'm just thinking they're eventually going to want to put the belt on Roman, so that's why I'm thinking like if the Fiend wins, nobody's going to be happy with Roman getting the belt off the Fiend. So I'm thinking maybe Braun actually wins.
You get a Braun versus Roman SummerSlam.
Yeah, which would be cool. They've had good matches
before,
so we'll see. Hopefully it's just good. I don't care what happens. I just want to like enjoy it. You know. That's
what I'm saying, dude. I just want to enjoy it. But I feel like that's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be a finisher. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Sick match, guys. Way to really fucking do your jobs out there.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right.
Next.
Boneyard match.
Yo, that's the main event of the first night.
Yeah.
Dude, you take this one first.
I texted you and a couple other people in the group chat, and I was like, this should win an Oscar because this match this movie was like a masterpiece. Like, I thought it was just amazing. I was not looking, like, I know the last podcast, I was not looking forward to this match. I was very nervous that The Undertaker was going to look terrible, and I love The Undertaker, and I just didn't want that to happen. So I'm so glad they went this route, and The Undertaker looked amazing. AJ was awesome. AJ's always awesome. You know, The Undertaker had an interview on Instagram like last week, and he was like, AJ Styles could have like a 4-star match with a broom handle. AJ's amazing. And the fact that they did it movie-wise made it so much better because otherwise The Undertaker would have been out of breath, like heaving, throwing his punches. And I'm so glad they did it this way. It was amazing.
Yes, absolutely. That I again 100% agree with you. The match was amazing. It was great. The whole idea, the cinematic mode was fucking awesome. I completely enjoyed the fact that that they did something like that and that they could do something like that because of not having fans. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like that was cool. I just think that it worked out for Undertaker because obviously Undertaker being old and whatnot. But I love the fact that like kind of like not a mixture. I would say Big Evil was the persona that he was going with. That was cool to see, and the whole cinematic mode, man. Like we were talking about before about like kind of like shit just landing on WWE's lap that like was just gold. This is one of them, and not for nothing. I feel like they should do this more often. You know, for like maybe not main event matches per se, but um, kind of just like depending on the match, like a parking lot brawl match or like a boneyard match, I guess, if you want to
Yeah,
keep with that, or a buried alive match, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like those kind of matches, yo, why not do a cinematic mode? Who cares? You know what
yeah,
I mean? Um, have the fans just watching on the Titanatron and just see this like whole like thing play out. You know what I mean? At least that way, like you're gonna get a perfect match because you can't fuck up. Because how many takes are they gonna take to do the thing? You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, um, I honestly think they should keep doing it for future matches. Um, but yeah, man, I really enjoyed that match. It was cool.
yeah.
So
I think every here and there they got to throw one of those type of matches in there. I think like Undertaker versus Kane and that type of match would be cool. Undertaker versus Sting. I'm just thinking like a lot of the older guys could do like that type of match and it would still be awesome. So
yeah,
they should definitely use it in the future. I don't know how often I would go back to the well because it might start to feel old after a while, but here and there I think it would be awesome.
yeah. I mean, again, don't do it every single pay per view, but like if you want to do it like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, save it for like
Some of the pay per views.
yeah, save it for the big pay-per-views, and make sure like it's a big match and like has a cool story. Otherwise, it's just gonna be garbage.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to have the creative storyline behind it in order for me to make something like that work.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah,
I enjoyed it. That was awesome.
That was like an amazing main event. That was the main event for WrestleMania for me. That match, like that's
100%.
that's probably the one match I'll go back. Like I liked
watch again.
Yeah, but that's like the one match I'll go back and watch like 10 times and I'll still enjoy it.
100%.
Everything else was good, but I don't know how many times I'd rewatch these matches.
The tag team match, the SmackDown tag team match, and the Boneyard match are the only matches I would watch over and over again.
Yeah.
From WrestleMania, 100%. But what we got? What's next? No, we're on Sunday's schedule now, right?
Starting night 2, we're running this is running long on time, so we'll try and breeze through night 2, which started off with Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair, which I think was the best actual match of all of WrestleMania. Like
in terms of like technical wrestling, yeah,
yeah,
that was a solid match. I thought Ripley should have won, or no, who did I have? Oh yeah, I had Ripley winning, didn't I?
Ripley winning.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah.
That was a few we disagreed on.
Yeah. So Flair ended up winning. So we'll see what happens. I mean, did you watch NXT? NXT last Wednesday after WrestleMania.
I think I missed NXT last week.
Yeah, I always miss NXT on Wednesdays because of AEW.
Yeah.
But shit, I forgot. But I mean, I think you're right with the whole idea of like having people like kind of like make the NXT brand more popular. So we'll see what happens. But
yeah, I thought it was the best match of WrestleMania. I thought it was better than I thought. It wasn't as entertaining as the ladder match, but I thought it was just a better overall match. Obviously, when you have like gimmick matches like ladder matches, they're going to be, more entertaining than just one-on-one. But I thought they were like the match like of the weekend.
Yeah,
Rhea sold the knee injury like so well, and they were brutal. I didn't think Rhea should have just like tapped out. I thought that was kind of stupid.
She should have like passed out or something.
Yeah, like I don't know how you would pass out from a figure 8, but like
yeah, true.
But
true.
Yeah, it should have. I don't know. It should have been something. I didn't love the finish. They could have made it where it was a little less definitive. Like Charlotte was better than her. They could have made even like a pinfall would have, would have been less definitive than her tapping out. Because that's just be like, yeah, I can't take this anymore. I quit. But yeah, I thought Charlotte should have won. It moved the story along. Now they can go back and do it again if they want. And Charlotte's on NXT, which gives her
the opportunity.
Yeah, and make NXT women's division a little
better,
a lot more better. Yeah. So now you have Becky on Raw, Charlotte on NXT, and you have Sasha and Bayley on SmackDown. So all three brands kind of have, that that one workhorse that could elevate the brands.
Yeah. True that. So we'll see what happens. I agree with you on everything you said. I thought that was an excellent match too. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out in the future.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Next up, Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley.
Hell yeah, baby. Aleister Black. I love that match. That match was great. It was actually a lot longer than I expected it to be too. I thought it was gonna be kind of a lot quicker, but you really saw the technical wrestling that those two were putting on, stylistically two different type of wrestlers too, which I fucking loved. One displayed power where the other one's displayed elusiveness and quick accuracy hitting and stuff like that. So it was definitely solid, and I love the finish of Bobby trying to go for the spear and Aleister countering with the black mask.
That was cool.
And then him winning was a good job by WWE. And you're kind of continuing this storyline with Lana and Bobby Lashley, where Bobby's like, "Yo, what the fuck? You cost me the match."
Yeah, so, I think they're gonna eventually split up soon. We can see that on Raw the past few weeks. They're definitely splitting up soon.
Yep, it's only a matter of time.
I thought it was a good match. I like both of them. I just thought it was another one of those matches you could see on Raw, and it would have been fine. It was a good match for what it was. There was no stakes to it. I think that's why I didn't like.
Yeah, you could have easily just had that match on Raw.
Yeah,
easily. You didn't have to have that as a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, it was cool though. I like Bobby Lashley. I like Aleister Black. I think they're both great wrestlers. It was just there. It wasn't, if it was
like a number one contender match or something.
Exactly. That's what I was just saying. If it was a number one contender match, it would have been awesome. It would have been a lot. It would have meant a lot more. They never have number one contender matches anymore. It's just someone walks up and wants the belt. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, bro. They changed, bro. Wrestling's changed, kid. It's changed. They don't do any of this stuff anymore.
They need to bring that back. It makes it more interesting because then you have two people fighting who don't have a belt, but they're fighting for the belt. They want to.
Exactly, AEW, man. AEW brought that shit back. They have a ranking system. You know what I mean? Which is dope. You have the champion, and you have your number one ranking wrestler, and your number two, and then them going at it, or your 1 and 4, or whatever the case may be. And they determine who the number one contender is going to be. You know what I mean? They do that shit even for the women's title and stuff like that with Hiroko Shida. She beating Chris Statlander, made and then beating up on Dr. Britt Baker, kind of solidified herself as being the number one contender.
Yeah.
WWE doesn't do that shit anymore for some reason.
Yeah.
They
should, but we'll see. Maybe,
Maybe in the future, see what happens. I want to know what happens with Aleister Black now. A guy you beating a guy like Bobby Lashley has to mean something.
It's weird. Was he on Raw the past 2 weeks? I haven't seen him. And Bobby Lashley's been on Raw, which is it's just stupid. It's you win a WrestleMania match and then you just disappear for 2 weeks. And
then you randomly come on a random ass Monday Night Raw and fucking defeat a jobber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's I don't know, man. I don't know. It's still too early to tell. It's only 2 weeks after WrestleMania, so we'll see what happens. But hopefully they do something with Aleister.
Yeah. Next up, Otis versus defeating Dolph Ziggler.
Pretty much, I think we both called exactly how it was going to play out with Mandy Rose coming out and stuff like that, and kind of getting distracting one or the other. In this case, distracting Dolph.
Yeah.
So, well, more than just distracting.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a fun match. It was a fun match to watch. Mandy Rose's fucking wrestling attire, bro. She is a goddess. Mandy Rose, if you ever listen to my podcast, God bless you. I live like 45 minutes north from where you were from. Anyways, anyways, yeah. So it was a solid. I like the matchup between those two. Otis and Dolph put on a good match. The dynamic between Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, they just continued on. So I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like that was like a match that like again could be something that you probably would say could be like on SmackDown, but like at the same time, like I feel like there was kind of like stakes to that match without actually really being like high stakes to that match. If that makes any sense.
It was like there was a story leading up to it, and you wanted to see Otis get the girl, which was awesome. It was a nice ending for WrestleMania, you know. So it kind of had some stakes to it, and it was a cool storyline. I think we all kind of knew Mandy was going to turn on Sonya and Dolph, which I think they're like a couple. They're like not a couple, but like, you know, they're like, together now. Dolph and Sonya, which I'm fine with. Sonya seems like she could be a good heel.
Oh yeah.
It was a good match. There's no complaints here. I thought it was the nice fairy tale ending where the huge guy was getting the hot chick.
Yep, and then making out at the end or kissing, whatever the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, so it
worked out well for Otis, my boy Otis.
I hope they just don't like focus too much on this and split up Heavy Machinery, because then like what do you do with Tucker?
Well, maybe they might. I'm thinking they might just have Mandy Rose as like a kind of like how like remember how Trish Stratus was for like Tess and Albert TNT.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I feel like maybe you do that for Heavy Machinery. Just have like Mandy Rose as like their manager, you know.
Yeah, but I still want Mandy like in the ring. Like, you need as many women as you can get.
Well, here's the thing too. It's like, what have they really done with her in the ring competing?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So,
like, you had chances to give her a title. You kind of had an open title shot lined up for her a while ago. You know, and then like obviously you had chances of her and Sonya becoming tag team champions,
which should have happened.
But you know what I mean. So it's like it's one of those things where like in ring, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna keep doing singles competition, and for what? What are you gonna get out of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I could see her more on that managerial role, but I also again would like to have her also actually do something in singles competition where like it actually like means something for her, like for a future title shot or something. But
all right, next up we got the last man standing match, Edge defeating Randy Orton. I'm curious on your opinions of this.
I thought it was a very peculiar kind of match. It was very interesting. I think the dynamic of it was very slow, but the storytelling was excellent, in my opinion. I thought the storytelling was excellent, in my opinion. I also think that like the whole Edge being Randy Orton was kind of was different. I honestly thought Randy Orton was going to be Edge. And I think I remember you saying that Edge was actually going to win, and me saying I think I said that Randy Orton was going to win. Supposedly, I mean, we'll see what happens with Edge if he keeps on training, if he keeps on wrestling, like on a part-time basis, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, I liked the match. I enjoyed it. You know, it kept me intrigued. It kept me entertained. It kept me like into it. So I can't really hate on the match. I thought it was a pretty solid match. Probably one of the better matches of that night.
Yeah, it definitely was. It maybe stretched a little too long. And I thought it was how the ref started counting, like, right away. Like, the first, like, 2 minutes of the match, he started, like, counting. Like, obviously they were going to get up.
So that's like another thing. Like, that's why, like, last man standing matches are so, like, weird at first, because it's, like, they're fresh. You know what I mean? But I guess the whole thing was that Randy Orton snuck up on Edge and hit him with an RKO.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but yeah, I see what you're saying. And there's
Yeah.
a couple times where like I feel like Randy Orton had to like remind the ref to like count.
Yeah. I thought it was a good match. I love Edge and Randy Orton, so I wasn't mad about it extending a little longer, but I saw on social media people were like bitching because it went for like 30, 35 minutes. And I was like, I was fine with it. It was a little slow paced, but
yeah, I would say like 25 minutes would have been a solid time frame.
Yeah, it would have been fine if they cut like 5 minutes down, but I thought it was cool how they used all the entire performance center to, make it. It wasn't like it wasn't just in the ring,
Yeah.
Thought that was cool. I enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the best matches of the night of the weekend.
Yeah,
top 3, top 4. Next was the Raw Tag Team Championships. Street Profits beating Angel Garza and Austin Theory.
Street Profits are great.
Street Profits are great. Let's just end it there. Street Profits are great.
The Street Profits are great.
Yep.
do not give up the titles ever.
Yeah. Next, SmackDown Women's Championship with Bayley winning over Lacey Evans.
Stupid.
I was cool with it because I think they're kind of setting up the Sasha versus Bayley for SummerSlam, which is cool. And I mean, I was picking Naomi. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like the second person eliminated, which was upsetting. But
yeah,
I guess if you're gonna keep it, if you're gonna like do the Bayley versus Sasha match, it's better to have Bayley keep the belt and then Sasha go for it than for Sasha to win. And then so
that I feel like this was the kind of match where like WWE had a from a storytelling perspective knew what they were going to do in advance. So like if they didn't have a clue, I would really want Lacey Evans to win. I think she would make make a pretty good champion. But obviously, like you said, you're setting up a Sasha Banks versus Bayley storyline where I'm assuming Sasha Banks is going to turn babyface.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, she would have to turn babyface. So yeah, so I mean, I get it from that perspective. I wish my girl Lacey Evans won.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Bayley turns babyface, then Sasha's the heel, and Sasha's better as a heel, I think. So we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was a fun match overall, though. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. It was a solid fatal 5-way.
Yeah,
match.
the ending was kind of cool. How Sasha ended up helping, and then she kind of gave her like that look, like, "Yo, that should be my belt." That was cool. But yeah, it was a good match. It was a good WrestleMania match. It got everybody involved, which was fine. Let's move on. The next is the Firefly Funhouse match.
Stupid.
You didn't like it?
Stupid. I didn't get the point of it. I got the point of it, but I just think it was just unnecessary. I don't know. I don't know. I can only tell you what my initial reaction was when I was watching that, and it was just a what the fuck reaction. You know what I mean? So I mean, if that was WWE's way of wanting people to react, then okay, I guess they did their job. But I don't know.
I had the same reaction. I was like, what the fuck? But it was in a good way. I was like, what the fuck is this? But then I enjoyed it because I kind of got like how they were going through John Cena's career and like how his first was a failure. Like when he came out with the ruthless aggression, and like that was his whole personality, was ruthless aggression. He had no personality to begin with, and then he came out as like
the Doctor of Thugonomics.
And it kind of like, I'm still trying to figure it out. I still don't have a full grasp on what it was. And
I don't understand the whole NWO thing.
I
don't get that.
NWO as kind of like, he's like Hulk Hogan, like he spent his entire career burying people. Like, he was like the top guy, and then he went heel. Like that was like his biggest fear or something. I'm still not even sure if I'm right on this. You know, like his biggest fear was turning heel, like Hulk Hogan did when he went to the NWO. You know.
Yeah.
I'm still not even fully sure on what it was. Like, it's still confusing to me. I got to go back and rewatch it, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't the only thing I would have wanted more out of it was maybe like some actual fighting. But I understood like it was all like a mental thing when he went into the Firefly Funhouse. It was like all a mental attack.
Yeah.
The Fiend mentally beat John Cena.
Yeah.
He went through his whole career and showed him like his biggest failures and like how he himself became like, even though he was a baby face, he was still a heel because he was burying he buried the old Bray Wyatt, and like he stepped over people to get to where he was.
Yep.
So like he mentally beat him, but like at the end, I would have liked like Cena to try and maybe like fight back when the Fiend popped up, and then the Fiend still like mentally broke him, and then he beat him again. So we'll see. I mean, I liked it, but I don't know if that's Cena's last match. Like that's on. Like we'll see. Like if that's Cena, is that
like
Cena's
his retirement match?
Really done?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see.
I liked it overall. I gotta rewatch it like 5 more times and see if I get it. Like everybody has a different opinion on what it meant, but nobody.
You fucking beats the shit out of me, bro. No idea what it meant.
We're all just kind of lost. Maybe if we were like on drugs, we would have understood.
I think my favorite part about that whole thing was the Nikki Bella fucking reference.
You can look, but you can't touch. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was funny. But I don't know. I got to rewatch it. Everybody has a different opinion. I enjoyed it, but I didn't get it.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, okay, this is kind of. It was cool to see Cena come out with the NWO shirt and the belt. I was like, yo, that's really cool.
Imagine,
like that, you know. But yeah,
him as the heel. I feel like that was like his heel. I think that was like his heel version.
Yeah,
that was like Cena's a heel. That's what you would see.
What Cena could be as a heel, like like you saw Hogan as the heel, as the NWO, and it's like, what happened if Cena became a heel?
I feel like Cena would have been fucking better liked if he turned heel in his point in his career.
Yeah, but I understood why they did it. You want the face of your company to be like the baby face.
The Rock, Stone Cold, don't give me that bullshit.
I mean,
don't give me that bullshit.
Stone Cold was always a baby face, though. He was just like
and a heel, and he still killed it as a heel.
He killed it as a heel.
Same way.
He killed it as a heel, but when he teamed up with Vince McMahon, nobody liked that.
Exactly, and he was still the man.
But then he quickly turned back to babyface. But he wasn't like he wasn't the preaching John Cena, Hulk Hogan type babyface. He was just like the badass, I don't care babyface, like how Becky Lynch is, you know?
Yeah, I don't care. Either way, your top guy should still turn heel at some point.
I was fine with Cena being like, he could have gone a little bit darker, but like I was fine with him being the babyface. I didn't care.
How many times does Triple H went from heel to face and heel to face, heel to face?
Yeah, I know. And how many times did Big Show, and everybody bitches about that because he goes heel to babyface like it's nothing. So I'd rather
and Kane too.
I'd rather someone be consistent. Like Randy Orton is always the heel for the most part, and when he's a babyface, he kind of sucks, you know. And Cena's always the babyface. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know what he would have been like as a heel.
Yeah.
Especially like, but whatever.
All right.
Whatever.
This is the last match. I'm just gonna get up and leave, and I'll let you rant. Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre. Do you want me to just get up and walk away so you can just go on your tangent?
Yo, I think everyone already knows how I feel. Just refer back to my fucking Braun Strowman Goldberg fucking portion of this podcast, and that's exactly how I feel about this goddamn matchup. It's so fucking stupid again, dude. Again. A guy like Drew McIntyre deserves better. Okay? He deserves better. A, he deserves a crowd. B, he deserves a longer match than what he was given. Like, you're not showcasing your talent by giving fucking 12 Claymore kicks and overcoming 6 F5s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just so frustrating, man. You know what I mean? I don't know, dude. Again, title matches I think should be held longer. Okay, I think at least like you if you're gonna make your last man standing match a 35-minute match,
Yeah.
there's no way you shouldn't be making your WWE Championship match the same thing.
Yeah.
There's just no excuse for it. You have two talented guys in the ring doing their thing. You know what I mean? Unless like one of them's hurt or some shit and like they can't go long and they're just there just to be there. Okay, fine, whatever. But I don't think that was the case. I just think that these two guys could have had a better match than what they displayed, and it completely just blew up in their faces. And Drew McIntyre obviously got the victory, but like I said, refer to my Goldberg Braun Strowman part of this podcast.
I think you're so drained from just.
I'm so drained about it.
This is warning you out. I agree with everything you said. I think we're both happy that Drew McIntyre won. I think everybody's happy Drew McIntyre won because he deserved it.
Correct.
I think, especially when it's Brock instead of Goldberg, I think that match could have went like 5 more minutes and it would have been amazing. I don't think it needed to be like a 30-minute match. 10, 15
minutes. 10 minutes. 15 minutes.
And like
let them shine.
Like it's just like Goldberg, but like Brock's better than Goldberg. Like
100%.
Brock's always been better than Goldberg. Brock's one of the best that they have on the roster for like he can put on a show if he wants to because we've seen him do it in the past with like AJ Styles and
100%.
That match could have been so much better. I don't know if it was because there was no crowd. They were like, let's just wrap this up quick and give Drew the belt. Maybe that was why. But I think that match would have been better. If there was a crowd there, that we would have liked that match so much better because of the pop that Drew got. You know?
I think, again, that's why I think the fans make a difference.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't showcase that these two guys should have at least had 10 to 15 minutes of wrestling time.
They should have had 10 to 15 minutes. I wish Brock would go back to the old Brock where he would do more moves than just the suplex.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Because I know he can, and I understand why they do it because it's like he's just that powerful. All he needs is 2 moves to beat everybody. But I know Brock could do like, Brock could throw in a power slam every once in a while. Brock could throw in like even a facing suplex, a belly to belly. He could throw in
something, a fucking clothesline, something.
Yeah, so Brock could do more. But he doesn't have to because he's freaking Brock Lesnar. I'm glad Drew won, but it could have been so much better. It could have been so much better. To end WrestleMania on that was like a sour note. It was
very sour.
I understand he was the biggest guy, so you have to put him as the main event. But to end that match that way, to have that match that way and end WrestleMania on that was kind of like, eh.
Yeah, that was very stupid. Stupid. And that was just coming off the Firefly Funhouse matchup, too, which I was already, like, in fucking, like, what the fuck mode. And then I had to watch that, and that just, like, really just turned me off. I was like, fuck you, WWE.
I think overall, day 1 was, like, so much better than day 2 because day 2, I look back, and the only match I would think, the Charlotte Ripley match was, like, the best match, and then I'd go back to Firefly Funhouse to understand it, but I wouldn't go back and watch anything else. The Drew match.
Yeah, exactly.
I could watch the Drew match on like a GIF. It was that short. Like I could just, pull it up. It was maybe like 5 minutes. It was just.
Yeah.
So day 1 was definitely better than day 2.
I don't know, man. That's just, and then in the secret title match after that too with Big Show. Like what?
That was I understood why they brought Big Show back to promote his Netflix show.
Great.
It's like so it's like a Full House type family Disney Channel show.
But I saw it. It's funny. It's funny.
I watched a couple episodes. I thought I enjoyed it for what it was. I wasn't going in expecting Big Show to be like this Leonardo DiCaprio.
Like the man. Yeah. No, it's funny for what it was. It's a family movie show. It's funny.
But you're right though. The Raw, he had a match right after WrestleMania. Who the hell? When does that ever happen? Like that was just stupid.
Exactly. Like the first time ever after WrestleMania is over, you get a match, and then they show it on Raw the next day. Like it's a fucking rerun. You ain't being creative there.
Yeah.
WWE.
I think they did it because they filmed that like weeks before, and they had all the WrestleMania stuff out. Because like they could have it was obviously filmed, so they could have just said it was from Raw. It was just a regular Raw match. But I think they had all the WrestleMania stuff out, like the sign out and everything, and they didn't want to move it. So they were like, oh, we're just going to put it as an after WrestleMania dark match, which was stupid. But, having Drew go over Big Show makes him even though Big Show is older now, him being the Big Show easily is still,
Still a big name. Still a big name to beat.
Yeah.
It's a name to have on your resume. Oh, I beat the Big Show and I defended my title, like right after beating Brock Lesnar. So it definitely has some relevance to it, but it still kind of just ran
through. But I thought it was stupid how Monday night Seth Rollins just comes out, curb stomps Drew, and
But yeah, how'd you get a title shot? Where the I thought you were doing your fucking your faction with fucking
Yeah, the factions just disappeared with Murphy and AOP.
Yeah.
And
what happened?
I understand there's a pandemic going on, but the fact that Murphy and AOP couldn't cut a promo off their cell phone or something and be
And yes, I'll make my point after we're done with this.
What?
But yes, my point is that again, I'll ride on AEW all damn day. They do the exact same thing. They not to WWE, but they make it creative. They make it entertaining. Just because you have certain wrestlers who are not there, you have last week they showed Chris Jericho at his home in Florida, right?
Yeah.
And he cut a promo, and then fucking Vanguard 1 showed up. It was fucking funny as hell. It was so entertaining. You know what I mean? You're telling me they can't do that kind of thing with Buddy Murphy and all these guys
Chris Jericho's on a different level than Chris Jericho could make anything entertaining. I watched
Matt Hardy did the same thing on last week on Dynamite, doing his own promo.
Those guys, I'm not gonna say hey Murphy, you should go do what Chris Jericho did because he can't.
Give me names on Raw and SmackDown of people who could do the exact same thing. Roman Reigns could cut a fucking promo from home if he wanted to.
Exactly, but I'm just saying Chris Jericho is just Chris Jericho.
I get it. They're on a different level compared to a guy like that. But you also have guys who are equal to Chris Jericho too that are on both Raw and SmackDown that WWE creative could do, but they choose not to because they're less entertaining at this point in time. Which is it's just the truth, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, bro. You have guys you have wrestlers in AEW who make it exciting by being out there while their coworkers are wrestling, and they chant and they scream and they do all that, which is fun. It's entertaining. You kind of realize, oh shit, are there fans there? You know what I mean? Wrestling, you just hear fucking these idiotic ring announcers who Monday I don't really like besides maybe Cole and fucking what the fuck's his name? Graves.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's I just feel like it just looks like that AEW is a little more entertaining and they're making the best of what they got right now. Whereas WWE just keeps doing WWE things.
Raw and SmackDown have been
supposedly they're going live now, so maybe that'll be better.
But I think this past Monday was live.
Was it? I was just gonna ask you, was this past Monday live, or what is it next Monday that's gonna be live?
I think this past Monday was live. I'm not sure.
It didn't. Yeah, I don't know.
But
I know they said that they were gonna go live, but I just wasn't sure. When.
Raw and SmackDown have always been hit or miss. You either have a great episode or it's just meh. You know,
Yeah.
I think AEW benefits from just having that one show a week. Like I've been saying, like you've got 2 hours to fill of just good entertainment.
They
Whereas,
do a good job of storytelling in those 2 hours. Like
yeah,
they make their creative stories like.
I think it's easier to tell a 2 hour story than tell like 5 hours of storylines with. But then again, they have so much talent, which I don't understand why WWE can't do better. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but it's like you also have 3 shows to build your storylines, and like they're not all entertaining at all. Whereas AEW has only one show and they're entertaining. So it's like imagine if they did have more, you know. But then again, if they did have more, maybe they wouldn't be less entertaining because they'd be focused on other things. Who knows? You know what I mean? It depends on how you see each company. But
I think overall though, WrestleMania I think was a success for what it was.
For what it was, yeah.
I don't think I'd look like I'm not gonna go back and watch this WrestleMania again. You know, besides a couple of matches, but I think
this is a WrestleMania to forget. Plain and simple.
Forget the Boneyard match, sir. I will never forget that.
Well, besides that, I'm saying,
yeah.
like, but I think, I mean, 2020 is a year to fucking forget. But
yeah,
ideally, you're not gonna remember WrestleMania 36 unless you're talking like the Boneyard match.
Yeah.
Or like certain, maybe
I think
like
the past few WrestleManias have been fairly forgetful. There have been a few highlights here and there, like
yeah. Like you remember like our WrestleMania that we went to 35. You remember like you just remember like the first ever women's main event.
Yeah.
You remember Kofi Kingston beating Daniel Bryan.
You remember those two things, and everything else is just.
I don't remember shit after that.
It's not like we remember like, you know, WrestleMania like 17 with all those great matches, 19 with the great matches, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. They did the best that they could with WrestleMania.
Yep. I mean, and
I was happy with it. You know, at the end of the weekend, I was like, I enjoyed it it was fun for me for the most part. It would have been more fun, obviously, if we were there or we were watching it together.
Yeah.
You know, but
well, even like I was at your brother's house and we were watching it. And I just don't remember like having that same excitement. You know what I mean? I feel like I was like I mean, a lot probably had had to do with the fact that I was going to work, but like I just feel like I felt like not as excited. You know, I felt more let down. You know, and I obviously I get it because of the situation at hand, but like my first idea is just let down. You know,
but we're like the complete opposite on that. I was like super hyped for it because it was like some form of entertainment, and like I've been like watching Raw and SmackDown inconsistently for like since like this thing started because it's just like I don't know what I'm walking into. Like, you know how they've replayed a lot of matches, like you said before. So it was like, do I want to watch Raw? Do I want to watch an old match that I've seen before? So
yeah.
And like inconsistently watching it, and I sat down that weekend and I was like, okay, I'm getting brand new, fresh wrestling. Let me just like have a positive attitude going into it, you know? Did you freeze? You're completely frozen. Okay, you're not even moving. Hold up.
I lost you.
Yeah, you're back. That was like really long frozen.
That one was longer than expected.
At least it was at the end as we're wrapping up.
Yeah, exactly.
So
too bad we can't edit this shit.
I think that's where we wrap it up, but I think overall was for what the hand they were dealt, they did a good job.
Yeah, I mean they did. I mean I can't complain. I can't complain that they didn't. They did what they had to do with what they got.
They got it nights from now on though. They got it. They got to.
Yeah, I can't with that shit.
It was so much better splitting it up. Imagine had you watched it a full Sunday night with all of those matches like it was going to be, they got to start doing it from 2 nights.
Either that or make WrestleMania more meaningful. Where like only like if you like had a good year, you'll be in a WrestleMania, you know? Make it like a 6 match fight card or something.
I don't think they'll ever do 6 match, but like they cut it down to like I think it was 16 matches. I think it was 8 and 8 or something like that. It was like 15, 16 matches. Either you got to cut it down to like 8 or 9 matches, or you got to do it 2 nights, which I'm fine doing it 2 nights. I'd rather it
if it's 2 nights, that's fine with me.
Yeah, it gave me something to look forward to. So hopefully they do that.
It'll be a good draw for like WrestleMania week too.
Yeah, and I think we'll see where the storylines go. I'm okay with some of them so far, but we'll see where they go over time. And AEW, if you want to go through what they just announced for Double or Nothing.
AEW Double or Nothing. Well, I mean, technically, do we even know? I'm still confused.
We were going through this before it started, so AEW, no fans for Double or Nothing, but it's still going on pay-per-view. And then the Dynamite the week after is canceled.
Correct.
And they've already confirmed Double or Nothing. So it seems like Double or Nothing is like their premier main event pay-per-view.
Yeah,
because that's confirmed 2021 next year at the MGM Grand.
Hell yeah!
And hopefully there's fans back by then, and we're in the stands watching.
That'd be dope. Another thing to mention, current events with wrestling. 2 things that immediately pop up to my mind. We mentioned this earlier. Ronda Rousey, is she playing kayfabe or is she being serious? Or you know what I mean?
It's got to be like storyline.
Yeah.
It's got to be storyline. She wouldn't call wrestling fake and like do all this crap and insult the wrestlers that she worked with if it wasn't to get heat for her eventual comeback.
I was thinking the same thing. I just know I've seen a lot of comments on her posts that like people are like, "Oh, she's being serious. She's not really. She's talking shit. Whatever." I think it's all kayfabe. I think she's playing her part. She went out as a heel. So
yeah, I liked her when she was there. I wasn't one of those people who hated her. I didn't watch her in UFC, so I have a different opinion of her. You know, I'm not as big of a fighting guy as you are. So when I saw Ronda Rousey come, I was like, okay, let's see what she had, and I thought she put on a lot of good matches.
Yeah, she did decent. She did good.
Especially for someone who
she won her matches a lot like how she won her UFC fights.
Especially for someone who didn't have a lot of training time, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like it says a lot about her character.
Real fighting and performed fighting are 2 completely different things. Oh, yeah. I think she did a great job. Hopefully she comes back and make it interesting. Give Becky the heel she needs.
It'll definitely change the dynamic. It'll change the dynamic in the women's division for sure.
And that wouldn't have been the main event at 35 if Ronda wasn't there.
Bro, it should have been Ronda. Yeah, to this day, it should have been Ronda Becky. Period.
Yeah, but if Ronda wasn't there, Becky and Charlotte aren't main eventing at WrestleMania. Like as great as they are, they're not big
because Ronda Rousey has much more of a draw name.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it comes down to. It's all about. It's like like Conor McGregor is in UFC. You know, you're gonna watch. He's a draw.
You're gonna buy the whole match card just to see McGregor fight, and you'll sit through 5 matches of people you don't know just to see McGregor.
Exactly.
That's why Ronda main evented. So exactly. Hopefully she comes back because she's good for business.
We'll see. And then last update that I could come up with. I know you don't really care too much about them, but the Revival, both of them got released by WWE.
Yeah.
One-way ticket to AEW, baby.
I'm excited to see them get super kicked 50 million times by the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks doing like 50 million flips, while the Revival's punchline is no flips, just fists. So that'll be a good dynamic.
Yeah, they're gonna flip right into a fucking Superman punch.
Because the Revival and the Young Bucks are complete opposite tag teams. So
I know.
Let's see how they wrestle because that might be interesting. I'm
It's
not a fan
exciting.
of,
I'm
I'm
excited
not
to
a
see
fan of
that.
the Young Bucks. I'm more of a fan of the Revival than I am the Young Bucks. Because I'd rather see someone throw like 50 million punches than seeing super kicks all the time and
Yo,
diminishing.
bro, you should rewatch their fucking matches, man. It's more than just super kicks.
It's just a lot of it. Like
They do a lot of creative shit, man.
so, hopefully it works out. And
We'll see.
non-wrestling news. This is speculation, but apparently in video game news, WWE 2K21 is canceled. So I don't know video game fans, but that's speculation. 2K21 might be canceled.
That's crazy.
So no WWE wrestling game this coming year. So
Maybe that's a good thing after 2K20. 2K20 was an abysmal game.
Games are usually fun, but the past few years have been garbage. So hopefully AEW comes out with one too.
So I was just gonna say, you want to talk about wrestling news? I know AEW is in the works for a wrestling game. They're in the early stages. And then I know tonight, if you guys are watching or listening, too late now, but they have the TNT Championship belt.
That starts tonight?
It started last Wednesday.
Okay.
So it continues on to tonight and then into next week, and I think it's going to lead all the way up until Double or Nothing. You're going to have the final two contestants, wrestlers, going at it at Double or Nothing, and then the winner is going to be crowned the new TNT Championship champion, I should say. So that's it on up to date news. That's all we got. Anything else we're missing out on? No, right?
No, I think
that's good, right?
Go watch the Big Show on Netflix.
Big Show on Netflix. Check it out if you guys are interested in a nice family dynamic style show with a real life wrestler. Watch the Big Show on Netflix. Netflix, you're welcome. This is the Fisticuffs podcast. I have my boy Anthony with me. Take care, guys. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Stay healthy. Stay quarantined. Stay smart. yeah, exactly. All right, guys. So I appreciate you guys listening. Go on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. The Fisticuffs podcast. Go on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Fisticuffs podcast. We will greatly appreciate it. And that's it, guys. That's all we have for you. Thanks again for listening. Take care, guys. Be safe. God bless.